information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
I've got it. A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. It's a busy day inside. Fortunately for a lot of folks, they can get some work done outside because not nearly as bad chilly-wise, temperature-wise, and wind chill-wise like it has been for the past several days. We went through quite a spell as far as cold weather goes. We're going to warm up just a little bit, but unlike what we have seen over the past few Januaries, is we're not going to get way above average now as far as our temperatures go. We're going to hover right around normal, maybe even a degree or two below normal for the next few days. Matthew, we started off the morning single digits with a lot of folks. What are we looking at right now?
Currently, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 17. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 18. Here at Radio Center, it's cloudy at 16. We have southwest winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.22, and it's rising.
A lot of teens out there so far. We have seen 20s, but it's been in the Detroit area where it's been the warmest. Even over on the southwest corner, we're not seeing any 20-degree temperatures there. Upper Peninsula, especially over on the central and the western side, we're in the single digits. Ironwood right now with sunshine. They're talking 2 degrees. Sawyer Gwynn, sunshine. It's 3. Escanaba is looking at sun and 8. That just gives you an idea. Sault Ste. Marie has clouds, and it's currently 10 across the UP. Go a little bit further to the west and south. We're seeing some cool temperatures, quite a bit below average for some folks. We're looking at... Well, right now, New Orleans is starting the morning off at 35. They were as low as 18 over the past couple of days there, and they're still digging out. It looks like they're going to need a couple more days before they finally get rid of a lot of the ice and the snow that they're faced with. In some cases, they're looking at better than 10 inches of snow. Atlanta, Georgia started off at 27, a little bit of a warm up there. Kansas City, though, it's 7 for an overnight low. And Memphis started off at 25. All of them quite a bit below what's normal. Chicago looking at 4 for an overnight low. Minneapolis, Minnesota coming in at 1. What's going to be happening over the next few days? A warm up. The United States right now is looking fairly quiet from East Coast to West Coast. There's no major systems that look to be gathering up as we go through the next 3 days. We had mentioned yesterday about the possibility of a major system developing in Texas. That's still in the process of developing there, and that will be moving to the east. So there could very possibly be some heavy drenching rains along the Gulf Coast to go along with all of that snow. No laughing matter, obviously. 10, 12 inches of snow in areas where they normally don't see snow or haven't seen much at all over the past 50, 60 years. And as you heard a couple of days ago, there were some folks that picked up snow. The last time they had measurable amount of snow in that area was back in 1964. That's how rare a measurable amount of snow that they got over the past few days they picked up. For us, we're looking at cloudy skies, some spotty flurries around. There might even be a spotty glimpse of sun, especially this afternoon as we go into the afternoon hours. And our temperature is going to warm up a little bit. 21 is what we're looking at for a high. Scattered snow showers around after midnight tonight. It will turn mostly cloudy this evening. 12 is what we're looking at for a low tonight. Then tomorrow, we're going to get an early start as far as snow, but then snow shower activity will taper off. We're going to have some clouds, and then once again, we'll have a chance of some sun tomorrow afternoon. But our temperature is going to warm up rather nicely. We'll actually be a little bit above 32 is our projected high for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we'll still have some snow showers around, some scattered showers late in the day, more than likely in the evening hours, and then some clearing by midnight on Saturday night. We'll drop down to 19 after a high of 32. What's normal for this time of the year is 29 in the afternoon and 15 at night. So Saturday will be above average. Sunday will settle back down just a little bit. Mostly cloudy skies, but we will see some sun. We'll have a west wind not only tomorrow, but also on Sunday, gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. So we will have a little bit of a wind chill to contend with. 26 for a high on Sunday, 22 for a low on Sunday night. Then moving into Monday, we'll have partly cloudy skies to start. Snow shower activity Monday afternoon, 36 for a high on Monday. Then 22, 23 degrees for a low on Monday night. Again, there is going to be the chance of seeing some snow shower activity. The best chance, I think, on Monday is going to be in northern Michigan. Now, for us in the Great Lakes Bay area, kind of sketchy, and southern Michigan shouldn't see much of anything. Working through the work week next week, clouds. Maybe the best chance of seeing some sun will be on Thursday. Temperatures will be in the upper 20s to right around 30 for, it'll be mid-30s on Monday, upper 20s, right around 30 on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then dropping down just a little bit, 26 for a high on Thursday when we see some sun. Now, all the way through the 6th of February, we're looking for our temperatures to average out pretty close to normal. Precipitation values will pick up a little bit as we get into next weekend and then the work week that following week. Record high on this date is 57. That was set back in 1967. The record low, 13 below zero. That was set in 1963. A year ago, we were very mild. We were very mild after a cold spell about the middle of January last year, and we stayed mild for the remainder of the winter. A year ago, our high was 35 and our low was 33. We did pick up a little bit of precipitation. It was all liquid, just under 0.2 of an inch of rain. The coldest ever was in 1963 on this date. 9 was our high, 13 below was our low. The warmest ever was 1967 on this date. 57 was our high, 35 was our low. And we've had a few folks ask us about the lakes. Well, obviously, the lakes have really helped us. For those of you that had your teeth chattering, you're not necessarily going to agree with me. But if it wouldn't have been for the water, we would have been a lot colder than what we have been. The reason why is the lakes aren't really frozen over all that much. They're estimating Lake Superior to be less than 10% ice covered. Lake Huron, about 25%. Lake Michigan, about 21%. Lake Erie is 85% covered. But the reason for that is obviously it's a shallower and it is a much smaller lake. Lake Ontario is only 18%. And overall, 25% of the lakes are considered to be covered. That compares last year to only 12%. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. So it might be a very good idea to be touching base with them to kind of get a feel as to what you should be looking at and what you should be interested in and doing as we move into the planting season. And before you know it, we're going to be there. You can reach their agents directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can reach them at the office, 989-868-4722. That's the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. How are we doing, Gary?
Hey, good morning there, Terry. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Well, we've been bouncing all around on these markets.
Yeah, it's early in the week, up and middle of the week here, down a little bit, but overall for the week we're still on the positive from last Friday's close, Terry, to where we're at currently at the noon hour here. Wheat's up 6 for the week, corn's up 4, and soybeans are up 15. So we'll take it.
I guess so. Understand a little more pressure going on with South America?
Yeah, overnight, Argentina made a decision to lower taxes on all grain and soy complex exports. So that caused the markets to tumble overnight and then early this morning. But we've recovered somewhat. Actually, soybeans, Terry, are off the low by about 13 cents. Now, they were down about 18. Now they're only down about 6 to 7. So we're making a little bit of comeback. Weather seems to be taking a back seat based on that Argentina news. But there is a wet forecast for central and northern Brazil, and that continues mostly warm and dry forecast for Argentina. So weather is still going to become a ploy here. And, Argentina crop conditions continue to be pretty dismal. It's not as bad as it was 2 years ago, but they're definitely having some production losses with all the hot, dry weather they're getting. So that'll continue to be, newsworthy, I guess, moving forward also, Terry. So
I wonder if that's going to be a preview of the weather that we're going to get this coming summer.
Well, it could tie together. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, for sure. Time will tell, right?
Yeah, time will tell. I've heard all sorts of theories. But the one that seems to be jumping out at me right now is that we are going to be looking at some pretty warm temperatures this coming summer. And usually when you get that hot weather in the forecast, wet doesn't usually follow that.
Yeah, well, if that comes to fruition, let's just hope we get some timely rains to keep the crop somewhat in check. So
might be a good idea to think about getting some of those crops in a little earlier if you can this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there
we'll
we
see
go.
What kind of spring we get?
We got the rumor mill starting already. So on the board right now, Gary, what have you got?
Yeah, and it's only January 24th, but yeah, right now, Terry, let's call cash wheat down 7, 527 on the white, 452 on the red. New crop also down 7 at 571 on the white, 486 on the red. Cash corn, let's call it down 2 at 418. New crop also down 2 at 397. Cash soybeans currently down 4 at 982, and new crop down 3, Terry, at 970.
You have a great weekend, Gary, and think about opening the swimming pool up a little early, okay?
Okay, we'll plan on it.
There you go. Gary, take care. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer taking a look at the ag futures as well as some of the related issues. Market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, making agricultural loans since 1895. They know that farming continues to offer challenges that are very demanding. That's why you should be getting in contact with the experts at Thumb Bank and Trust. Locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. They're ready to serve you. Relationships are built on trust there. Equal opportunity lender and member FDIC. And by Schaefer and Beerline, those Ram heavy-duty trucks and new Ram professional trucks, they're ready to roll. Whatever you need, they've got them right now at Schaefer and Beerline, a business link dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is. Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. Good morning. How we doing, Doug?
Well, we're doing good. How you doing?
I think I'll make it. I'm glad it's Friday.
I hope. Oh, aren't you just excited? What's going to happen Monday? We don't know yet, but
What's going to happen? What's going to happen on Monday?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's start a rumor.
We're good at that right now.
Well, the S&P 500 hit an all-time high today, so that's interesting. Deere hit another all-time high today, so that's interesting. The dollar's going down, 107.28. That's kind of interesting. That implies lower interest rates here in the U.S. So we'll see how that plays out. What else? Let's see. CF is having a rough day today, down about $6. So they're a big fertilizer company. So they're at 88 and change. Of course, their low was $69, and that was back in July. So not the end of the world. Let's see. Crude oil and everything is kind of trading flattish. Gold's making a little bit of a comeback on the weaker dollar. Of course, we know the grains are down just a little bit. Well, that's what's going on. Here's your numbers. The March corn is 4.88 1/4, down 1.5 pennies. September corn 4.66, down a penny. March soybeans 10.60 3/4, down 4 3/4. September soybeans 10.51, down 3 3/4. The March wheat is 5.45 1/4, down 8 3/4. And September wheat is 5.84 1/2, down 7 1/4. Crude oil is 74.56, down 6 cents. Heating oil 2.44 1/2, up 2 cents. Gasoline 2.04 1/2, down 1.9 cents. Natural gas 3.37, down 9 1/2 cents. So there's a new natural gas exporter that went IPO today. Can't tell you what the symbol is VG, Venture Global. So they're going to be number 2 exporting natural gas to Cheniere, which is the biggest natural gas exporter in our country. Of course, Biden put a complete halt on all new natural gas export projects, and Trump is like, let's export the heck out of it. So that's interesting. We'll have to see what happens on that front. So over to currencies. Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.4332 Canadian. That's down 51 ticks. The dollar buys 155.74 yen. That's down 31 ticks. The euro's at 105.10. That's down 9.5 ticks, and I should say 95 ticks. And the dollar's at 107.29, down 75 ticks. Over to precious metals. Gold is at 27.8380, up 18.80 an ounce. Silver's 31.07, up 36 cents. Platinum's 964.50, up $6. Copper's at 432.80, down 0.05 of a penny. Pretty slim there.
Yeah. Oh, well. Now when was that when we had a big move in the copper?
On copper, it's been a while back.
Yeah.
And it's just been kind of steady holding up for quite a while now.
Yeah,
but it's kind of crazy because Freeport is almost at a low, and they're the number 1 producer in the world. So that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, that's I was just kind of curious about that. You have a nice weekend.
I think I want to tell you, the Magnificent Seven, I think most of them report next week, if not all of them, for earnings. So could be a wild week in the stock market too.
I think so.
I started a rumor.
There you go. You have a nice weekend. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. We have had a number of comments just since we've been on the air. A couple of days ago, Matthew, we had David Sessions on from Mobile, Alabama. You weren't here on that day. and he was talking about his orchards and all the snow that he had there. He sent me a video. So what I'm going to do, a video of his orchards. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably put it up on the Farm Service Facebook, or possibly on the website, Farm Service website, so folks can take a look at that video. It's hard to believe. I mean, it looks like you're touring northern Michigan, and it's an orchard less than 3 miles away from the Gulf. So crazy, just totally crazy.
Oh, yeah. I still remember that picture of the snowman you showed me yesterday. It's like, how the heck did they get that much snow?
Yeah, some of those snowmen are more than 5 feet tall. Yeah, I mean, it is. It's just amazing what they went through down there. I think we've got, Kim Weiss on the line with us right now?
Yes, we do. Mr. Kim, how are you doing today?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Well, we're talking about snow, Kim, so
yeah. So that's what I talked about is Kubota's got this subcompact tractor, the BX2380, and that subcompact tractor is 23 horse with hydro transmission, four-wheel drive, power steering, hybrid tires, which is a combination turf and industrial tires. And I put a package together with a BX28 16 50-inch front mount snowblower. I know you got listeners that are maybe down in the Ohio or even further south, Georgia, Alabama, that might need something like that with what they're getting the snow down there. But for up here, we got a closeout sale on them. I want to move some of them before spring hits, and I got a price of $17,995 plus tax. Great tractor. I own one myself. We've sold a lot of them. They're dependable. Come on in and see them. We've got them right over here alongside I-75, just south of Zilwaukee Bridge exit, off the Washington Road exit. Or give me a call and I'll send you out the information, or send me an email at k.weiss, WEISS, at lingle1.com. We'll get you the information and we can get you set up. Because from what I understand, we're going to see some snow in February. So something like this might be a good thing to have in the garage and ready to go when you need it.
I got a funny feeling you're right there. There's another rumor, okay? You have a nice weekend, Kim.
It might not be rumor. It might be fact.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Talk to you
Have a
later.
good weekend. If you need something, give me a holler.
Will do. Kim Weiss over at Lingle Equipment. Farm Service brought to you today by High Fidelity Genetics. You know, farmers do need to find ways to put a profit on the bottom line, and it does start with saving half the cost of seed before you even get started. High Fidelity Genetics offers non-GMO seed corn and soybeans that do qualify for organic production. You get high-quality, high-yielding seed at half the price, and the test plots prove you get the best for less with High Fidelity Genetics. Check them out, highfidelitygenetics.com, or go online at 515-434-7333. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency as well. They do know that you have a family, goals, and dreams for your future, and that they're very important to you. So they want to get to know you one-on-one so they can help get the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Caro, that's where they're located, the Rummel Insurance Agency. Say good morning to Stephanie Zelenko over at AgriLiquid. Stephanie got some tips for us. What should farmers be looking at right now?
So I was at a couple of workshops this week, and I think the biggest topic guys are talking about is working on their budget establishment. So figuring out how many dollars you plan to spend on a fertility program and on seed, and what percentage of all of that is for your total anticipated income. So if you haven't thought about that, as we're starting to make these purchases, now's a good time to figure out where you want to be budget-wise, and then plan accordingly as you make those purchases.
Good advice. Stephanie, you take care. Have a nice weekend, okay?
You too.
Will do. Stephanie Zelenko over at AgriLiquid. Couple of reminders. First of all, Great Lakes Crop Summit, that starts next Wednesday, goes through Thursday. Precision Ag Day, that's going to be next Tuesday. We're going to be at the Saginaw Valley Research and Extension Center for that. If you'd like more information, just go to get a hold of PC Ag Solutions and find out times and some of the speakers that are going to be available there as well. Along with me right now, Chuck Servinski, Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center. Chuck, it's getting to the point right now where these deer are starting to drive folks a little crazy.
Yeah, now that we've got that consistent covering of snow and these cold temperatures, they're having a little bit trouble finding food. So they're going to come into your yard and start eating whatever you got that's handy and available. And if you didn't cover up plants earlier, you still have time to do it. I mean, once we get to the end of January, we're about 2/3 away through our winter season, but you can still wrap plants with burlap. Burlap works well because it allows the plant to breathe, but makes getting at the bark and the branches pretty much impossible for deer. You can use deer repellent sprays, a real simple but effective way to control deer damage. The only thing with those is the sprays are going to need to be reapplied if we have a rain or snow event throughout the balance of the winter. And then you can always put up netting or temporary fencing. And this yields good results also, and you can take and use that for multiple winters, which is nice with that.
And you've got some of the products available that people can apply with too, right?
Yeah, we have all three of these products available at our store right now.
All righty. Chuck, you have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
You bet. Chuck Servinski, Maple Hill Nursery in Midland. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed dealer. Get a hold of Justin Varner because remember, Dairyland Seed, they've got seed with your name on it. From your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983, where serving you is their business. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around for that. Now we conclude our program with a playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.